Good morning, girls. Today we will be doing the poem A Song for St. Cecilia's Day by John Dryden. John Dryden was born at Aldwinsle at All Saints, a village in Northamptonshire, on the 9th of August 1631. His father was Erasmus Dryden and his mother was Mary Pickering. Both the families were well to do. He graduated in arts in January 1654, soon after he had taken his degree. His father expired and he succeeded to his estate, being the eldest in the family. His first most important poem was Heroic Stanza, consecrated to the memory of His Highness Oliver Lord Protector, published in 1659. When Charles II was restored in 1660, he wrote Asteris Redra, a poem, The Happy Restoration and the Return of His Sacred Majesty Charles II, and thus declared his allegiance to the king instead of the Commonwealth. Dryden improved his position and prospects by marrying in December 1663 the Lady Elizabeth Howard. His family life was happy and his wife bore him three sons. Dryden connected himself with the Restoration theatres, which proved him a considerable source of income during the next 30 years of his life. His first play, The Wild Galileo, in 1663 was a failure, but The Rival Ladies made him a front rank playwright. The Indian Queen, 1664, was the first heroic play in English. It was also successful. His other heroic plays are Tyrannic Love or The Royal Martyr, Almanzor and the Almohade or The Conquest of Granado, and Aurangzeb. He also wrote a tragedy, Cleomenes, the Spartan hero, in unrhymed verse. For a year or two, Dryden was obliged by the plague to leave London and took refuge in his father in law's place at Wiltshire. When he returned to the capital, he published Annus Mirabilis and an essay of the dramatic poesy. Early in 1686, he embraced Roman Catholicism. The new King James II was a Roman Catholic, so he changed his religion. After the revolution in 1688, he lost all his offices under the rule of William and Mary Shadwell. Shadwell was appointed the poet laureate in his place. Dryden spent the last years of his life in translating the satires of the Juvenal and Persius, rendering the whole of Virgil into English verse, writing fables and adopting narratives in verse from Homer and Boccaccio and Chaucer. In 1700, he died of an acute illness. His body was buried with honor and pomp in the Poets' Corner of Westminster Abbey. This poem, A Song for St. Cecilia's Day, Dryden has described the power of music. He wrote this poem in order to sing of the sublime power of music on the eve of Cecilia's festival, held on the 22nd of November every year in all Christian countries. St. Cecilia was a Christian lady who was martyred at Rome AD 2030 and afterwards was canonized as the patron saint for music. She is said to have invented the organ and to have drawn an angel from heaven. The 22nd of November is held sacred to her memory. Music excites man to action. The poet proceeds to illustrate this effect by describing the work of the various musical instruments in rousing and stirring up our passions. He speaks of the trumpet, the flute, the drum, and the violin, respectively. Let me read the poem before I analyze it in the next video. From harmony, from heavenly harmony, this universal frame began, when nature underneath the heap of jarring atoms lay, and could not heave her head, the tuneful voice was heard from high, Arise, ye more than dead, then cold and hot and moist and dry, in order to their stations leave, and music's power obey from heavenly harmony, this universal frame began. From harmony to harmony, through all the compass of the notes it ran, the diapason closing full in man, What passion cannot music raise and quell? When Jubal struck the chorded shell, and listening brethren around and wondering on their faces fell to worship that celestial sound, less than a god they thought there could not dwell within the hollow of that shell that spoke so sweetly and so well. What passion cannot music raise and quell? The trumpet's loud clangor excites us to arms with shrill notes of anger and mortal alarms. The double, double, double beat of the thundering drum cries, "Hark, the foes come! Charge, charge! 'Tis too late to retreat." The soft, complaining flute, in dying notes, discovers the woes of hopeless lovers, whose dirge, whispered by the wobbling lute, sharp violins proclaim their jealous pangs and desperation, fury, frantic indignation, depths of pains, and height of passion for the fair, disdainful dame. But ho, what art can teach, what human voice can reach the sacred organ's praise? Notes inspiring holy love, notes that wing their heavenly was to mend the choirs above. Orpheus could lead the savage race, and trees uprooted left their place, sequacious of the lyre. But bright Cecilia raised the wonder higher, when to her organ vocal breath was given, an angel heard and straight appeared, mistaking earth for heaven. Grand chorus. As from the power of sacred lays, the spheres began to move, and sung the great Creator's praise to all the blessed above. So when the last and dreadful hour this crumbling pageant shall devour, the trumpet shall be heard on high, the dead shall live, the living die, and music shall untune the sky. The song is in praise of music. The universe is described as having begun from harmony. We are told of the power of music in raising and quelling the various passions of man. The power is illustrated in the case of trumpet, whose loud clamor excites us to arms. The lute presses the complaining of lovers. The violin gives expression to the fiercer passions of man. Last but not the least comes the organ that inspires love. It was St. Cecilia who invented the organ and by its music drew down an angel from heaven. The chorus tells us that as creation began with music, so Gabriel's trumpet shall announce the day of judgment. Today, I have done a brief analysis of the poem. We will do and detailed analysis in the next video. Thank you.